This is the Strandberg Boden Prog NX. I have never owned a guitar this expensive. In fact, I sold a huge part of my guitar collection just to buy it. But why would anyone gamble on just one guitar being better than the ones they've already got? And did it pay off? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome back my dudes, I am stoked to have you here. I'm Jack, and in this video we're going to be talking about this stunning earth green Strandberg Boden Prog NX. This guitar was a huge gamble for me. My entire life revolves around playing guitar, and the problems that I've been having with my hands and arms lately are like the worst they've ever been. I could only practice for like 30 minutes at a time, some days not at all, and to be honest, it was getting me down, man. So what was I supposed to do? Just stop playing? F that, dude. I've been following Strandberg for a long time, so I knew about all the benefits that they were supposed to provide. Super ergonomic, space-age looking guitars with a weird trapezoid neck profile and a price tag to match. I figured, what did I have to lose? If I couldn't play anymore, I'd probably sell all my guitars anyway, but if it worked, I'm back to playing guitar all the time with that sweet new gear dopamine rush and relief in the fact that I don't have to like tech up train spotting or something. So here we are. I've had this guitar for about a month now and I've got a lot to say about it. Let's start with the appearance and build quality. The Strandberg Boden to me is the guitar shape that comes to mind straight away when someone brings up the subject of headless guitars. It's obviously kind of an S-type shape, but every carve and scoop came from the meticulously engineering mind of Ole Strandberg over years of refining his ergonomic guitar system, which later became Strandberg guitars. This Prog NX model is finished in a satin earth green burst over a quilted maple veneer. That sits on top of a solid maple top and a chambered swamp ash body. The patented endure neck is quarter saw maple, which isn't roasted, with carbon fibre reinforcement and a rich light board topped with these beautifully finished stainless steel fan frets, including a 0 fret and luminlay dots. The headstock is obviously not there, but there is a small nub to house the string locking mechanism. In terms of hardware, the pickups are passive SIR units controlled by a 5-way selector switch, a master volume, a master tone, and the tremolo unit is the Strandberg EGS Pro Rev 7 with string locks. All those appointments have been painstakingly brought together to create a guitar with the highest level of quality that I have ever put my useless, messed up hands on. There is not a single thing out of place on this guitar. I don't even know how to describe it, but you know, like when you pick up a guitar and it just feels right. Like, I get that every single time I pick it up. You can obviously tell it came from the mind of someone who cares about like optimum performance and quality. It reaches peak levels of design, but without like sacrificing the essence of a guitar. I guess what I'm trying to say is it doesn't feel sterile. I'm not one of those people who says that a guitar is just a tool, because they're much more than that. Not to sound like a massive hippie or anything, but they're like a way of communicating and creating and expressing yourself, right? Your favourite guitar has undoubtedly become part of your identity and reflects who you are. The best guitars need to make me feel something, and this one absolutely does. I've played some incredibly high quality guitars in stores over the years that have just felt like a piece of clinical equipment. I just didn't care about them when I put them down, but this is the complete opposite. And the extras that you get with the guitar reflect the attention to detail that makes this Strandberg such a cool thing. There's the gig bag with all its really well thought out pouches, pockets, straps, the reflector, and even like a zip out rain cover. Inside you've got all the paperwork with like some cool postcards and stuff, but the real highlight is the Strandberg multi-tool. With this you can adjust and maintain pretty much every aspect of the guitar that you'd need to. And there's even like a little stick-on magnet so you can put it on your guitar so you'd never lose it. But I've actually got mine stuck to the side of my desk because like this is where I do most of my playing, and honestly I don't really want to stick something to my guitar. My only problem with this tool is that it's plastic, Now, almost every review I've seen brings that up, and for good reason. It's incredibly useful and such a cool thing, but I am almost certain it'll break. Although, Strandberg seem to be pretty good at sending replacements out if you need one. But like, just make one out of metal so it doesn't break. Also, I should say the strap isn't included, so like, you can make up your own mind on that. I spent an extra 50 quid on this, and like, it's a good strap, I like it. It is really comfortable and the locking system's great, but like, bit squeaky that, innit? Although I'm sure it'll wear in. And quickly, while my neighbour's mowing grass, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch an idiot like me talk about guitars. I don't take that for granted and I appreciate you. Feel free to gently caress the like button if you're so inclined, because it really helps YouTube know that other awesome people like yourself might like it too. And if you're new to the channel, I would love for you to stick around by becoming a subscriber. So the Strandberg looks incredible and it's got a level of quality and design like nothing I've ever touched before, but how does it play and can it really help hand pain? Ergonomics is the name of the game here, right? So you should have high expectations for how this guitar plays. For me personally, it felt like my guitar playing future rested solely with this guitar and whether it does what Strandberg says it can. Well, I went from like 30 minutes of playing a day before my hands started to give up to like 2 to 3 hours just from changing the guitar. Honestly, I still can't believe it, dude, but like, hold on a second because there's some more stuff that I need to break down first. Strandbergs are designed so that you can always find a comfortable way to sit with your guitar and play it, and they're so light that standing with them's no problem either. So like, you can easily sit with it across your thigh in sort of a relaxed style, you can have it classical like I like to sit, or you can even prop it up on your thigh. There's probably other ways too, but I bet they're not recommended. Every carve on this guitar is intentionally placed to make the guitar fit you, and I've yet to find a way to sit with it that isn't comfortable. The neck heel shape too is absolutely phenomenal, dude. Upper fret access is effortless as you would expect, but the shape of the neck heel is actually designed in a way that it gives my hand more support as I'm playing further up the neck. And it's that same idea of fretting and support that brings me on to like the game-changing feature of this guitar, the endure neck. This asymmetrical trapezoid neck profile seems like it should be the most alien thing in the world. I mean, just the fan frets are enough to get some players looking the other way, but a neck profile that isn't round?
12 years dungeon, all of you, dungeon!
But for those of us that are open to change, this neck profile, dude. Personally, I have never played a neck profile that feels this good. I can see why Strandberg patented it, like, they know what they've got. It's not just a unique selling point and it's definitely not a gimmick either. The profile is designed around the principles that flatter surfaces give your thumb a better place to rest, and that mechanically speaking, it's better for your hand and arm to grip something thick than it is something thin because it reduces stress. That is some quality neck science, and for me, it couldn't be more true. The amount of tension in my appendages has been far less than it's ever been while I'm playing, but it's not just for people with dodgy hands and arms. Chords are easier to play because your thumb always has a face to rest on. Bends are even easier because you've always got a flat surface for more leverage on the neck. The curved flat section down the back of the neck promotes just a better grip. This neck is an absolute dream to play on, dude. And that's all made better by having like zero friction due to the stainless steel frets and rich light board. I just absolutely love it, man. But it's gotta be said, while I'm a huge fan of what Strandberg have done with this neck, it is almost certainly not going to be for everyone. Personally, I'm having no issues picking up other guitars with a normal neck profile and then coming back to the Strandberg. It doesn't break your ability to play whatever you want, and other guitars are still playable, but I always keep coming back to this and it just feels like... However, other people might have like the complete opposite reaction to what I've had. They might try this neck and just absolutely hate it, and that's completely valid as well. Another interesting thing is that this neck doesn't feel thick or thin in the same way that a normal neck profile would. It's completely its own thing, and everyone should try one out if they get a chance to. I know I'm like really banging on about how good this is, but like to me, that praise is incredibly well deserved. This is probably one of the best innovations in electric guitar technology that's happened in like the last few decades. I've got to say that I am genuinely impressed with how it sounds too. Obviously, I knew it was going to sound great because really who could get away with charging this much for a guitar and it sound bad? But I just thought that it wasn't really going to be to my taste. You guys know that I'm an active pickup EMG loving metalcore dude at heart, so like the idea of passive pickups was just not doing it for me. and I wasn't sure how the chambered body was going to make a difference. So the first really noticeable tonal quality about this guitar is that it has got a lot of snap, which you can probably put down to the bolt-on neck and chambered body. It's stratty in a way, which I guess isn't a massive surprise, but it's still full and like not thin sounding at all, just like a sweet bit of extra top end that helps it cut in a really nice way, particularly for lead stuff, and the pickups actually complement that really well. I think actually an active set of pickups in this particular guitar might give it a bit too much top end sizzle and make it like harsh sounding. The passive qualities of these particular pickups are giving it like a really rich, almost vocal sounding thing, particularly on the neck pickup, and that is really doing it for me, dude. It's obviously meant to be a really versatile guitar too, and that shows in the switching. The really interesting thing is that it doesn't actually have like a traditional 2 humbuckers middle setting like you'd normally find. Instead, the 3 inner selections are all variations of a split, which is a really unique way of thinking about it. I'm going to put the selections on screen for you to take a look at, because these are super cool, man. I've said this before, but I'm a simple guy. I like a bridge humbucker and a neck humbucker, and that's pretty much where I live all the time. But these slightly more unconventional switching options have made me think a little bit more about what I should be using and when, and what tones I can get. And it gives players a shit ton of flexibility, which is always a good thing. You can chug, you can shred, well, like, I can't shred, but you can play jazz if you really want to. It just does it all. Basically, what I'm trying to say in this video is that you should sell every guitar that you own and buy one of these. No, I'm only messing. That's not what I'm saying at all, but I do absolutely adore this guitar.
My light's gone off.
It's an impeccably built and designed player's guitar that wants you to enjoy every minute you spend with it, and for me, it gave me the reassurance and security that I wouldn't have to give up playing music, teaching, and ultimately doing the one thing in this world that I love to do the most. You can't put a price on that. And aside from that, I haven't even spoken about Strandberg's efforts to be sustainable and limit their impact on the planet, which is something that's really close to my heart. Maybe that can be another video soon, especially if I can get my hands on one of their rescued models. Thank you again for watching, my dudes. You being here means an absolute ton to me, especially you guys who got all the way to the end. You're the real ones and I truly appreciate you. Actually, I have got a little secret that some of you might be interested in. I've just opened up a little bit of time in the evenings to teach an handful of students online. If you're looking for online lessons and want to get in before my site goes live, you can drop me an email on the address that's on the about page of this channel, then we can have a bit of a chat about it. Finally, feel free to hit the like button if you think I've earned it. Don't forget to subscribe because I would love to have you around here. And take care, mate. Stay safe. I'll see you later. Oh no, what's this that turned up at my house unexpectedly? I have got no idea how my missus hasn't kicked me out yet.